straight up tell you, I don't fuck with I don't like the guy. As a person, I just don't vibe with him, and the way he does things is not for me, so I'll just tell you that straight up.
It's another episode of Sludge Underground podcast with Nasiphi, Zwane. I'm the founder of the show, and today I've got my homie Dwayne, vocalist of Sunken State. Super excited to have him on the show. It's not his first time. I've got a couple of things planned for Dwayne and I today, but yeah, we're just going to be chatting away, learning about him and so on. Dwayne, how are you doing today, bro?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Thanks for having me on.
I think one of the things that I had in mind, when I approached you was, you being the vocalist that you are today in Sunken State. I mean, it didn't just come out of like nowhere, it had to start somewhere. And I've always sort of wondered, what your sort of childhood was like.
I grew up in Rustenburg, went to school there. I'm from an Afrikaans family, so I'm Afrikaans. And I have really good parents, came from a very good household, very supportive family. And love for music really started with my dad. He just loves music, to be honest. Always listening to DVDs and stuff like back in the day when that was a thing. I just from early days, I was always just enjoyed it with him. And at about the age of 11, 12, I saw the Live in Texas DVD from Linkin Park when my dad had it on one evening, and I was just glued to the screen. Absolutely became obsessed with that music. That was like my first thing into getting obsessed with music. I've got two younger brothers. I'm the first child. My other brother's 10 years younger, and my youngest brother is 12 years younger than me. So I was like an only child for quite a while. And that's pretty much it.
We're still going to touch on how, obviously Sunken State came about and how you met some of the guys later on. But, right now, not a day goes by where I don't hear someone, mentioning you being, the best or one of the best in the country. What's your take on this, bro? How does that make you feel when you sort of see these things online?
It's humbling, first of all, and I feel it feels a bit weird because I'm always super critical on myself, but it feels good, man. I've had a long journey with vocals and music, so to get the praise like that from awesome people, from fans to other people in bands, really just warms my heart, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something right, and people are connecting to what I'm doing, my voice, and so it's like a mixed bag of feelings. Sometimes I'm also a bit that cannot be true. For me, I'm doing my best, and I'm always trying to push the boundaries and trying to develop my skills. So it's good that people are connecting with that. So on that level, it feels really, really nice, man. I'm still just a dude screaming into the mic, doing my best, and trying to write lyrics that people connect with and stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to just stay humble about it.
Prior now to Sunken State even being a thing, what was Dwayne doing in terms of vocals and so on? Were there any bands that you were sort of a part of that some might not know of and so on? What happened around that time?
I think it's a good place to start at 13 there when I connected to Linkin Park, and I found Chester to be the end all be all guy. I looked up to him a lot. But I actually didn't start with vocals. I started with guitar. My parents bought me a guitar. I was always cricket was actually my thing. I played cricket, pretty high level all the way through school and stuff. And that was me and my dad's biggest bonding time was actually cricket. And I told him I really love music and I want to start. So I picked up a guitar, and when I went into high school, I took music as a subject. And that really helped me develop all that, the ins and outs of how music works, playing guitar. I learned, started to go into a Bullet for My Valentine, Trivium sort of vibe. learning that sort of music and also playing classical music on the guitar. Growing up in Rustenburg, there was not like metal bands at all. You know, I was never at a young age lucky enough to have a scene or go to shows or anything. I didn't even know South Africa had like a booming like metal and hardcore punk scene going at all, you know. That only came later on. I will get there. But guitar was my first instrument. These days I don't play as much, but that was like the end for me, you know. Around, I'd say like 16 or so, I started to realize that I was never going to be able to find a vocalist that does screaming in Rustenburg. So just started doing it myself. And honestly, I just started trying to mimic my favorite vocalists. And at that time, it was obviously, I started to move a bit away from the Linkin Park because I got into like guitar music, you know, so a Trivium and a Bullet for My Valentine was like, or a Kill Switch Engage thing. Started to do vocals, and we had like a band in high school with my friends where we would cover like Korn and Static X, and we did like Bullet and Trivium. And that's when I really started to apply vocals with the guitar. So I would do vocals and play guitar. And that's really where I think I built a lot of the groundwork for struggling through what's the right way to scream, how to get the sounds right, how to not, you know, completely wreck my voice. And being still young when I started, I feel like it was good, you know. It's a good place, good age to really start and get like through the harder times, build up from there, you know, have a good foundation. But technically, I never took any lessons or stuff like that at all. Still to this day, I haven't taken a single vocal lesson. I just try to, you know, mimic my favorite people and speaking to other people later down the line when I met other bands in the scene. And that's when also I learned a ton of things that I never even knew. But that's sort of the early stages of how I got into then vocals and stuff like that, yeah.
Walk me through sort of the OG lineup of, you know, Sunken State and how you sort of encountered some of the guys. Even when I was thinking of this question, it made me, you know, think of a moment that I've had near the beginning, like early days of Sludge Brew. I had an interview with Black Math and we were going to link up near where I stay. We did it at the back of like their van. They were like touring and stuff. And in that van was Mat Swanepoel. And obviously I'd sort of interacted with him because he was sort of in and around the circles, like some of the guys had been to Waldorf and so on. So I knew a couple of those people. And that was sort of how I was introduced to him and Sebastian. And at that time, they had a band, I think it was called Feast of Famine. This was now before he left for Joburg. So after that, he left, and the next thing, boom, you know, Sunken State is a thing, and you guys are doing amazing work and so on. How did you and Matt link up? And just walk me through sort of like, you know, the OG lineup of Sunken State and how that came together.
Yeah, so I finished school. I went to uni for 3 years in Potch, very Afrikaans again. Still not really seeing much bands or anything involved in the scene much. Finished my degree and I moved. In that time, I met my now wife, Danae. She actually was also growing up in Rustenburg, and we actually met when I was younger, but you know, it's strange. And then we reconnected in uni, and she was studying in Pretoria. And I'd say my last year was 2015 of uni, just kept hanging out and fell like deeply in love. And when I finished my degree, I immediately moved to Pretoria, moved in with her, and just from there only started to look around for a job. We made it work somehow. And that's when I started my first band with a friend from school as well. It's the same guy that I was playing in school band with, Reinhardt. He now plays for MoshMallow, bass for MoshMallow. So we actually go way back, me and him. So I started my own band with him where I was doing vocals, he was doing bass and backup vocals, and I would just program the drums and have some like background synths, and we would play shows and wherever we could in Pretoria and Joburg. Shout out to Keisha. She actually saw us at like an open mic, and she was like, dude, I want you to play a Kush Fest, which she did back in the day. And I was like, whoa, okay, like like we've got no drummer, dude. We're just trying to make this, I don't know, get ourselves into the scene. And yeah, so we played Kush Fest like as a two-piece. That was really the early days. And that's sort of what led to me meeting Mat, because Mat was studying sound engineering at, I think it's Emity or something like that in Pretoria. And we through like just looking for shows and trying to do stuff, we found out they have like a part of their training is doing shows at their campus in Hatfield. And they're just looking for bands to perform so that they can sort of mix and whatever. And we were like, just sent them an email and said, hey, can we play? We're still like a young band trying to find our way. And went there, played the show, and like I just saw this guy with curly hair running on the back and just looking at me and everything. I was like, well, okay. And as soon as we finished, he came up to me and he was like, dude, I need someone to scream in my band. Are you down? And I didn't even know the guy at all. And just said yes immediately without knowing anything about Mat. So that's kind of crazy. But we were grabbing every opportunity we can get those days, you know, trying to meet new people. And that was my introduction to Mat. And we just took each other's phone number, started chatting. He would send me some demos. And we wrote our first song, which is Devastation, on our first EP, Enter the Grey. Recorded it at that studio where he was studying. And we were both like, wow, this is really cool, man. And he already had a couple of guys, our OG bassist, also Dwayne, playing with him. And we had a different rhythm guitarist back then, Stefan. So they sort of had a band going, and I kind of just clicked into that band with them. And that was the first entry of getting to know everyone, you know. Since then, we obviously changed a lot, but the only guys that stayed constant since the OG days is me and Mat. You know, at the end of the day, he was writing the songs, and I was writing the vocals and doing lyrics and vocals and stuff. So, man, it was so cool, because then I just put the guitar down and started to focus on vocals. Like in between, there was like some bands that I would play with guitar and stuff, but didn't work out. You know, just a lot of times you connect with some people and other people are just maybe not your vibe and stuff. So all those things, I just let it go and focused on Sunken State, and very happy I did, because me and Mat's relationship just grew from there, man. We really connected on everything on a music level. We kept growing together, you know. I wasn't close to the vocalist I am now back then, but he obviously saw some really good potential in me, which is awesome. And yeah, we ever since then, that's like, what's that, 2018, end of 2018, 2019 was our first EP. So just kept pushing from then on.
I recall a few years back, bro, there was this thing where people were like, every single show is literally like Sunken State is on the lineup. Like you there's no diversity on the lineups, there's this and that. Every show you guaranteed to get Sunken State, and one or few people felt some type of way about that. I want to know what was going through your mind.
That's a great question, dude. So couple of things happen at that point, right? It's my first thought is, okay, we're doing something right. We're on, like, everyone knows us, everyone's like, they're forced to see us, and we're in demand, dude. That's the reason people book us. We're pulling fans. People want to have a successful show. Sunken State's pulling. They're on top form. They're doing well. I love it. Let's bring more of that. Like, yes. On the other side, I'm like a bit like, then maybe ask yourself why we are on all these lineups, you know? How many bands are there that in the metal, like, we're doing like heavy shit, right? Heavy music. And how many bands are there that are constantly like playing and on the level that they need to be so that promoters can have diverse lineups the whole time? It comes down to a few things there. We need more bands that are pushing themselves and are tight and online and constantly putting out music to bring fans to shows. Because promoters, like regardless of everything, they want to sell tickets. And if you know you're gonna have Sunken State on the lineup and it's gonna sell you tickets, you're gonna book them. And at the end of the day, that's the bottom line of it. You know what I mean? Not to toot my own horn or anything. I think it just came down to something as simple as that. We sold tickets and people kept booking us. But I do agree, that we need more diverse lineups. Like now that we've been in the scene for quite a while, we try to be cognizant of that and not focus on taking every show we get. We're more picky about the shows we play. You don't want to be playing every weekend in Joburg and Pretoria only. You need to get out there. Hence, we play in different areas over South Africa now. And I kind of agree, man. Like, I get it if you're like maybe in a different band. You ask yourself, like, why aren't we getting on lineups and stuff like that? Dude, straight up message promoters, message other bands, just drop them a DM. Like, be like, hey, we're in a band, we would love to play, even if we're the opener. Get yourself out there, man. Like, reach out to people. So I would love more diverse lineups as well. I would love to see new bands coming through and older bands get more shows that have been around for long. So I kind of agree on some level with it as well, on that perspective.
I wanted to get your thoughts, man, on things like cancel culture. One main example is the Volvadinia incident that went down a year or two ago and so on, where you saw a lot of people rallying behind, a statement that was issued out on social media by the band. And, their narrative was, cancel Duncan, etc., whatever the case is. We had a recent incident as well with 21 children, I think it was, bro, where, I think it was their drummer, like something had happened, like some assault thing. And then there was like, people were campaigning on social media and bands and organizers and everyone was like, yo, cancel these guys, let's rally and gather and so on. I want to get your views on that sort of culture, bro.
It's nuanced, my opinion on this, dude. It's situational on a personal level, not speaking for the band or anything. I can just tell you how I feel about it, It comes down to a few things with that. Like if someone in a band is sexually assaulting someone, underage people, they're abusing someone, it comes out and people feel some sort of way about it. I totally get it. And I'd probably be very, very aware not to, first of all, like be associated with that person, who it is. We won't be playing shows with someone like that because I'm not for that sort of shit. So on a personal level, I get that, and I agree. Like, I don't think we need that sort of shit around. I'm not for any of that. But like I said, it's nuanced. If maybe someone shares opinions and stuff that are different from yours, and they got a different take on something, that's a different situation. I think people everyone are brought up differently. They're shaped by their life experiences, and they might have different political opinions and stuff. And that to me is totally normal, and that's just humans and life in general. And when it comes to stuff like that, I'm like, there's no point in trying to cancel someone for having a different opinion from yours. Dude, I'm like pretty outspoken being vegan and I'm for animal rights, and like I'm pretty open about stuff like that. And I know for some people they don't like that sort of thing, that I'm so outspoken about it, and they could easily be like, well, fuck Dwayne, I don't want anything to do with that sort of shit, and that's totally cool. But at the end of the day, I'm also a person with opinions, and I feel like I can voice them and I can have my say on stuff like that. Or, if maybe you're strongly involved in political stuff, and you might have a different opinion from me, totally cool, man. I don't mind that sort of thing. If we want to get into more details, like with the whole Duncan thing, like I'm friends with Rondile and Chris and Tom. I know the dudes personally, and I know how that went down. So for me, it's kind of brutal, and it's hard for me to like stick behind a person that, dude, I was again very open that I thought Duncan was the best extreme metal vocalist in the scene. Like that dude, I would watch him live, and I was like, this is insane. The dude's got like the whole thing down, man. He was so good. But there are some things, you know, that are just too much for me to accept. And that sort of thing that happened, and to guys that are my friends, you know, with Tom and stuff, it's hard, bro. If you're just a fan of the band, I guess I could understand how you'd have a different opinion. So totally cool. But just on a personal level, for me, that one hit very hard to home, you know. So for me, I was like, I'm supporting the Volvo boys in this. I love them to death, and they are amazingly talented. It's like the best musicians in the country in the extreme metal side. So yeah, dude, it's nuanced when it comes to stuff like that for me.
I think my perspective on it was very much one of, you know, I don't know them personally, and I'm not about to sort of take any sides or come out publicly or say anything or whatever the case is, because I don't know them. But also, I don't know if it's a situation where we are sort of taught to, you know, look at both sides of things, you know, and that's one of the fears that I have about cancel culture, is that often it comes out as a thing where a statement is put out on social media of all places, and then people are then sort of expected to pick a side from that
Yeah,
one statement. And
I
it's like,
agree.
even in law, it doesn't work like that, because it's, even if you have to go to court, bro, the person who's being accused of committing a crime also gets an opportunity to, you know, say their piece or comment on that particular thing. And now the thing that I saw happening around that time was anyone who sort of raised that sort of opinion was now a villain. It was now, you know, Duncan's side, or, you know, on the aggressor's side, etc., which makes it very difficult, man.
I agree with that. 100%, dude. And you know, like just one thing I'd like to add to that,
Yeah.
it's not a good idea to cancel a whole band because you had a member that did some stuff or whatever, you know, like stuff like that is, it's again, like you said, it's not that simple, man. People act out in ways, and you can't hold other people accountable for what someone personally did. And there's always two sides to a story, and I'm like I said, like you could totally hear the other person out. In my opinion, I don't think, and make up your own mind, like straight up. So, dude, I've never been afraid to raise my opinion on any things. I'm like an open book, and you know, some people might like it, some people don't. But I also have, I'm just a human making my own judgment on these things, and I don't think it's a good idea to go around just canceling everyone for that.
Is there any redemption arc for the person? What does the person need to do? How long, when it comes to canceling people, are they cancelled for?
Yeah, there is a redemption arc. You can do something and find your way back, but you need to make amends, man. I feel like you can't just make a post on social media and stuff. You need to do more. You know, you need to then prove to other people that you have changed, that you know you did the wrong thing, etc., etc. But yeah, I'm not good with forgiveness, dude. I'll be honest. Other people are better with it. People have different opinions about stuff like that. But if someone that's a close friend to me did something bad, and I'd be outspoken about it, and if they changed their lives in a year or two, and I can see they changed, I'd give them a kudos to that, and maybe we can start building our relationship again. So yeah.
And sort of just to close this one out, bro, because we do need to move on. But
yeah,
there was a thing. There was even that one band, bro. I don't know if you remember them. Where they were like overseas or something, and someone had said something about them this side. Yeah, I don't know if the one dude was like doing something to his wife or whatever, but they were already overseas, and then word spread that, oh no, this dude's he's abusive and so on, and then shows were cancelled that side, only to find out not too long after that, oh, hang on, actually that was just fabrication that was sort of made up,
dude.
etc. Yeah, do you remember that, bro?
I do
So it's like
remember that.
yeah, and it's like there's dangers of like people making things up, because another thing is that, bro, you'll find that within the scene there are people who have a lot of influence, and it's a scary thought that someone could fabricate something, as was the case in this sort of situation, always lost out on opportunities and got cancelled, and then that was the result, and then next thing we find out, oh no, actually no, X and X made that up. It wasn't real or whatever the case is.
Yeah,
Which is why, yeah. Do you see that? It's
yeah, dude.
scary, dude.
I know, I agree, man. Like, that's a great example. We were actually playing the show with that band at the Irish, right? And then the police showed up and they didn't play that evening because of things that happened in the timeline. And we were like right there. We were then just, they were supposed to play after us. They couldn't play because of these sorts of things that happened. And people were literally going out and emailing the venues that they were going to play abroad on their shows and saying you shouldn't host this band, stuff like that, man. And like you said, only to find out that it's not true. Was Bro, it's rough, man. I don't even know how you deal with stuff like that. Just because, dude, as a normal person, I don't think going out and like emailing the venues on something like that is a good idea. You don't know the story. This is a personal, like domestic thing happening. Let them sort it out. And once we know what's happening, we can sort of make the call on how we all feel about it and stuff like that. But to go out and do stuff like that, I don't think it's a good idea, man. Like,
But Dwayne, sorry to interject, bro, but like,
yeah,
Dwayne, if you had to say that in the comments, bro, say no, I
oh,
don't think it's a good idea. You get cancelled, dude.
straight up, dude.
That's
I'd get burnt, bro. Like, there's a lot of times where I would love to say something on stuff like this, but I never do because I honestly think about my band, bro. Like,
yes, dude.
I'm more outspoken and I have opinions, and stuff. But I need to think of my band, like the rest of the guys, and for the future of them and all of us, like, and to have all of it fall apart because I had an opinion or a comment on something. Dude, that would kill me, man. I would feel like terrible. I'd feel like personally, I'd feel it's my fault. Just keep your mouth shut, and then, but also other people are now getting like dragged down because people are afraid to speak up. Like even someone like me, I'm an open book. Like I'd say anything, but even me, I don't want to say something because I've got something on the line bigger than myself. I got a band in the scene active. So it's a good point, man. It really is.
My name is Myke Taylor. I'm a graphic designer from Durban. I've been a fan of Sludge Underground since we both started coming up together in the alternative music scene. I jumped at the opportunity to help them with the merch design. I often do clean branding for people, so I thought this would be a cool opportunity to mix styles and have something that has a lot of grit yet is still modern looking. Sludge's approach has always been a mix of artists, different genres of music, and I really thought the streetwear apparel would lend well to their brand, and it inspired me to create something classic yet bold for them.
I want us to play a little game here, bro. It's just an iteration of Fuck, Marry, Kill, but just adapted into the scene, right? And it's going to be like different. Play, skip, repeat, bro. We're starting off with an all-female fronted lineup. We've got Fade and Grey, MoshMallow, Cap Delusion. Play, skip, repeat.
Woo! You're throwing me in the deep end here, bro. I know all these people. I don't want to get hate.
They know it's all love, dude. They know it's all love, so.
All right. Well, look, guys, everyone, like, it's a personal thing. Like, everyone likes what they like, whatever. I love you. I love all these people. I love you guys. Okay. If I'm going on songs, just the songs that I'm able to access and listen to, right? That's what I'm going on, right? Yeah. Not like a live show or whatever. It's like it's the songs.
I think overall, yeah.
Okay,
cool. Songs, yeah.
Okay. I'll have to say play, Fading Grey, skip, GoPro Delusion, repeat.
Okay.
Will be MoshMallow.
That's respectable, dude. I mean, shout out to all of them though. I think they're doing really well. Like MoshMallow is a favorite of mine. I recently on one of the comments that they had on the Vocalist video, and I was like, yo, when you coming down to Durban? So I'd really love to see them. Cap Delusion with the theatrics on stage and the face paints and everything. Brilliant band. Fade and Grey. I mean, what more do we need to say about that? Brilliant,
Yeah.
man. I think that was really dope, bro. So now we're looking at events organizers. Trust, test, avoid. So trusting is the one that you're going to be like, yo, I want these guys to handle our next big show. I trust them to do that and pull it off. Test would be, okay, I want to try them out. And then avoid would be like, I'm not gonna, But obviously you're not throwing shade again. You're not throwing shade, right?
Cool.
So we've got Hardman Productions, Emilith, Slam Dunk Productions.
Oh, this one's easy. Avoid Slam Dunk Productions. Trust Emilith. Test Hardman Productions.
Is there a reason behind Slam Dunk, bro? I can't leave that hanging. And it was easy for you as well.
Oh yeah, I'll straight up tell you, I don't fuck with Cameron. I don't like the guy. I don't like the way he does things. I think as a person, I just don't vibe with him, and the way he does things is not for me. So I'll just tell you that straight up. And the other two, love both of them. Emilith's just OGs. Trust them with what we do. Hardman, I know Hardy. I saw him last night. We were vibing. Think he's still proving himself, and he's doing really well, man. So yeah, that's why it's easy for me.
I feel like the Slam Dunk thing needs an entire episode on its own, bro.
Dude, I can go deep into that. So
let me know, bro. We can dive in.
So we've played a few shows with him for Slam Dunk. The event overall wasn't bad. I feel like it could have been a lot better. I think his team really does well. They do the most of the lifting. But Cameron as a person, I don't like the dude. So we had a personal thing where I just laugh reacted to one of his posts. And he sent to me a message where he said, oh, you don't want Sunken State to play any more Slam Dunk shows, right? And I said, dude, grow up. I laugh reacted. It's not like, And he said, says the short cunt. And it became a meme in the Sunken State group because I'm a short guy and I said grow up, I was like, that's funny. And then I just ignored it, and he sent a message that I didn't even read. I saw half of it and I just ignored it. But he said something like, oh, you made a donation to our Vakken thing and what, blah, blah. And I didn't even read the rest because I was like, well, anyway, he unfriended me and everything just because of that. So the dude's is really soft, bro. He acts really tough and hard, but to me it seems like he's really soft and he doesn't take it very well when people disagree with him, because he's got a lot of bad takes, and he's also open with all the shit he says. So, dude, same with me. Like, if people disagree with me, I'm not going to be hard sore about it. We can chat about it, But he took it very personally that I laugh reacted to one of his things because he said something about, actually, I think it was about Sludge. He said something like, just trying to think now, it was a while back. Oh, like something about, all these local interviews or whatever is like shit. I should have done something when I don't even remember the band, but the international band was, that would have been cool. And then I laugh reacted it. I was like, oh, so you would be better, right? But you're not doing it, like sort of vibe. I didn't even comment, bro. I just laugh reacted it, and it was too much for him. So that's pretty much it, man. And everything I've seen since and about the dude is, So I have no shade against, I thought Displeased Disfigurement's a great band, dude. I love that heavy shit, man. Really cool. He's really sick on drums. Like, the dude's like a musician, really good. And I know Theo as well, the vocalist. He's fucking good, dude. So there's no shade towards like the team or anything. It's just me and Cameron. We don't vibe, bro.
Yeah, I mean, dude, even when you mentioned, the sludge thing as well, like, I had a couple of people, they would text me like, yo, dude, this dude's taking shots, whatever. But I think one thing that sort of baffled me is that I've never met this dude in person for him to be saying something. Like, I understand with you guys. I mean, you guys interact. This dude doesn't know me from a bar of soap, so I don't understand how. Like, I'd rather have it be a thing where if you've got a problem, let's address it like head on, bro. Like, I'm not about to throw shade on someone that I've never met in my entire life, bro. Up in Joburg, like, I don't know you, dude. You've never met, you've never spoken. And I did realize when I went looking for that as well, it was like, I don't know if Marcel and I had been blocked from the page or something because I couldn't find that post. So I was just sending screenshots. But I get what you're saying, bro. As a production company, they put on something, you can see the effort and the work that's being put in, but it's just a pity that that experience, you've had that experience with Cameron, bro.
He's not gonna like this, by the way, so yeah.
Fuck it, dude. Oh well, it's what it is. It's an opportunity for
Yeah,
him to come on and address anything, bro.
yeah, let him.
Um,
That would be good.
so
I'll check it out.
we've got
Anyway.
wait. So the next one, second to last one is we've got Residency, One Night, and Pass. So this is now events. Sorry, these are now venues. Okay, Residency is where you just absolutely love playing one night. So yeah, you'd give that place just one night and so on, and then Pass, you wouldn't go there. Rumors, railways, Westville Warehouse. Rumors, railways, Westville Warehouse. I feel like this is going to be easy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Westville's going to be the one I'll pass on. I'll be hanging out there and chilling with friends and having beers, and that for that vibe, it's sick.
Yeah.
I love railways. I'd say railways is the Residency for me of those three. I feel like for live music, Rumors is like the one in between, railways is the top, and Westville at the bottom. So for those reasons, yeah.
That makes perfect sense. And then we okay, this is the second to last one. So we've got studio, stage, shelf, guitarists. We've got Marcel, Mat Swanepoel, and Tim.
This is harder than the first one, I'm not gonna lie. So studio work will have to be Matt. Dude's a beast, bro. No one can write songs and record and shit like Matt, dude. I'll tell you straight up. I'm in a band with that dude. He's fucking amazing. Marcel would be live. And then, unfortunately, Tim, we haven't spent enough time together playing music. But the dude shreds, bro. Like, every time I see him play, I'm in awe. I really am. Dude. So, bro, it's not, again, it's hard because I just think I haven't spent as much time musically with Tim. Maybe if I did, I might need to change my opinion. But yeah, that's what it comes down to.
Dude, Tim is absolutely insane, bro. I'm also, Marcel and I go, like, we lose our shit whenever he plays, bro. So yeah, he's absolutely incredible. And then this is the last one now. Now we go into the real fuck, marry, kill. Myke, Sean, your bassist, and Kyle Robertson of No Closure.
Woo!
Let's go.
These are the tough questions. These are the real questions everyone's here for. Okay. Fuck Myke.
Right.
Marry Kyle, kill Sean.
I saw this one coming, bro. As you're formulating in your mind, I was of the same opinion. Like, yeah, that makes absolute sense.
Yeah, that was tough though. But yeah, I'll have to stick to that
all
one.
All incredible people, bro. All incredible homies as well.
Love all of them. Absolutely. Love all of them to death.
Yeah. Dude, we're closing out at the end. Tell me about some of your side stuff. Marcel's sort of been, biting my ear off about something that you guys might be working on. I don't know if you're even allowed to chat about that at the moment, but anything else that you might have going besides obviously Sunken State. You did mention right at the beginning that you guys have future plans with Sunken State as well. But yeah, anything on the side going on, let us know before we look at the future in terms of Sunken State and then close off the show.
Yeah, early days with Marcel. We've got like a group of musicians. Like I think I can mention it's me, Marcel, Zainab, and Sean, and Kyle as well. We've been working on sort of a hardcore beatdown sort of vibe music. We still early days. We don't have a band name. We don't have anything done. We sort of just spitballing, having fun with it because we're all active in different bands and stuff, So it started with me reaching out to Marcel because I digged his style, his playing and everything, and I love him as a human. Just a solid guy, I really like him a lot. So I reached out to him. I said, I've got these cool ideas. I want to do something different. And we got the group going, sent some ideas around. So yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Beautiful, bro. And then anything exciting coming up with Sunken State? It's 2026. It's a new year. Last year you gave us a music video. You dropped, a project. What's coming up?
It's the next phase of Sunken State. It's going to be, we playing Cape Town. We're playing PE. We're playing J-Bay. A lot of shows in Joburg. We're playing Mozambique for the first time. So we're getting out there. If you want to come and see us, please check the page. I don't want to run through all the shows, but we'll be on tour with No Closure and Ghast in April, kicking it off at Armchair in Cape Town on the 3rd of April. And from that whole week, there's a lot of shows going on. So really stoked with that. And on the music side, we've got we're doing a EP with another local band that we love. I'm not going to give it away as yet. I'm going to keep it secret for now. But it's already coming out really fucking sick. There's going to be a video. It's going to be an EP with 2 of our bands split. We're totally collaborating all the way through, and it'll be I think people will love it, dude. I really think so. I hope so. We are digging it. We're having fun, which is the main reason we're doing this. And every time we got the new stuff coming out with what we're doing, we like just fucking yes, this is the shit. We love it. So yeah. That's what's happening in the Sunken State camp, bro. We on it. We're doing stuff.
Thank you so much for joining me, bro. I really appreciate this. If anyone wants to reach out to you, where can they sort of get a hold of you?
Honestly, I'm mostly on Instagram. I'm not active anywhere else a lot. I might catch you on like Facebook, but I might not see it for weeks. But if you DM me on Instagram, you'll find me there. I'm always open. My DMs are open. You want to follow me? Just look under the Sunken State page. You'll see me. I'm in the bio. And yeah, check out my band Sunken State, and you can follow my personal page to see all the things that I'm busy with. And if you have the same interest as me and you like tattoos and my pets and veganism and shit, you'll find it all there.
Oh yeah, that is proper, bro. And I did check the new piece. It looks absolutely brilliant. If we talk about the new tattoo, we're gonna go another 30 minutes, bro.
Yes, that's for the next time.
Yeah, so they'll say go check it out on Instagram. Like if you wanna see the full piece, it looks absolutely brilliant. Sludge Underground, everything is available on our website. Oh yeah, bro, sludgeunderground.com. That's where you'll find all the episodes and everything new regarding Sludge Underground. On social media, we are at Sludge Underground. As for me, it's at Zwane031 if you want to link up. We'll catch you guys next time. It's been myself and Dwayne. Peace.